Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Dallas Mountaineers boys basketball. Mark Belenski, the head coach, joining us right now. Well, Coach, back in the gym with the guys, getting ready for the season to start any day now. Tell us about your excitement about your group there at Dallas.
John, thank you. I'm excited to be back. I was out for 2 years, and I'm looking forward to working with the kids and getting back into the game I missed it. We're going to be young, we're athletic, and the kids bring a very educated team to the gym. They're very good in the classroom.
Coach, you talk about having guys, you talk about athletes. Tell us about some of the guys you have. Let's start at the guard position that you think that are going to make an impact this year for the Mountaineers.
Okay, point guard will be a sophomore in Jay Bittner. Two guard will be Tanner Gattuso. His brother Dalton Gattuso will also help us there. We have a senior in Spencer Boapo. And Alex Charlton will be helping us out also there.
Coach, how about on the inside? Do you have a lot of bigs there, or are you kind of hurting on the size end, but, again, some athletes?
We have some athletes. We have a very good football player, Mike Farrell. He stands about 6'2", about 265 pounds. And then we go, again, to the sophomore class in 6'3", Nick Coucher, and also Ethan Szynski. Bruce was his uncle who played at GAR.
Coach, you talk about the league this year. What are your expectations as far as some of the competition you're going to face?
We're just hoping to be competitive this year. It's almost a rebuilding year. They did not do very well last year as far as wins and losses go. So starting from scratch, and the sophomore class is a very good class. So we're going to build and try to get it going there from the sophomore class on out.
Coach, when you first started at a program, and of course you spent a few years there, of course, back at Bishop O'Reilly back in the day, over at Holy Redeemer. Tell us a little about what it's like now to be a bigger school at Dallas and different teams and scouting and getting to know some of those coaches. As you said, a couple of years, there's been some movement with coaches as well over the years. So there's going to be different teams and different styles and different tempos that you're going to be facing.
Yeah, it's totally different. I went to the Coaches Association meeting yesterday, and I didn't have much to say because it is new. There's a lot of new coaches, new faces. The game has changed, and also the players have changed. So I got to tweak things, but we're going to stay to our ABCs, and hopefully we can compete with the best of them. Right now, Hazleton and Crestwood are, they got great programs and stand above everybody else. And or hoping someday our program could sneak in there with the Crestwoods and the Hazeltons.
Coach, that success you've had in the past, the formula, have you really changed a whole lot from when that was working for you? With a lot of fundamentals. Tell us about things that worked for you back in the day.
No, fundamentals is the way it is, and we continue to do fundamentals. The kids don't like that; they just like to run up and down the floor. But basics is what wins, and that's what I'm trying to get into them. Our basketball IQ is down a little bit, so we got to work on that. And I think with getting some experience there and learning the game of basketball, we'll be a pretty good program.
Coach, the three-point shot, over the years, you had some guys back in the day that could shoot that at a different level. But tell us about, in this day and age, here we are 2015, it seems that percentage seems to grow a little bit every year, not only in the high school level, maybe collegiately as well. But tell us about, the thought process as a coach, how you have to still work those twos in there, but guys are going to want to shoot some threes, and it's a little bit of a discipline.
It definitely is, John. I think the game is still won in the paint, more twos than threes percentage-wise. But it definitely is. The three-point ball is where the game has gone. And now we even have kids that want to step 2 and 3 steps beyond the arc, and you still get 3 points for it. It's scary, but that's where the game has gone. And you got some kids out there that can knock it down. I'm not a big fan of it, but they go in. I can't say anything, so and they're aware of that. So the three ball is where it's at. With a guy like Steph Curry out there and winning the championship, kids want to be like him. So that's where the game's gone.
Coach, and then how about the inside ball game a little bit? Back in the day, I think when we were kids, the big man moves were taught, and working on that game from the inside, it's a little more challenging. It's hard to find that one sport guy now that just plays basketball. You may hear a one sport guy that plays football or maybe a track and field guy or something, but not too often you find a one sport basketball guy, and little things like that maybe aren't there. So tell us about some of the things that you're seeing or talking about with some of your kids there at Dallas.
Yeah, it definitely, the one sport as far as basketball goes is unique. It's I think, John, it's the running that scares the kids away. Basketball is an up and down sport, and I think that conditioning for basketball is what scares that player away. But it's still fundamental footwork that you need to be able to play in the post, and to be in a post player, you have to have good feet. And to play the game of basketball, you have to have good feet. So, I have a couple kids that I'm going to work with, and hopefully just keep in the basketball. But it's a unique thing to find a player that just wants to play basketball.
And Mark, last thing to talk about is full court pressure. You see some coaches at the high school level; they love to do it all the time. Talk about not that you want to give away all your philosophies or styles that you like to do, but tell us a little bit about, again, basketball shape, being able to stay fit and be in shape. Tell us about some of the things you do defensively.
Yeah, I personally, I'm old school. I like to play a basketball game. Little 8 or 9 passes, get a shot. Make you play more defense, and it's hard to get kids to play defense anymore. It's an up and down game, but pressure is where it's at. When a kid, a high school boy, has to do it under pressure, it's a lot harder than no pressure. But again, it's that stamina, it's that endurance to be able to go 92 feet every possession, and some kids are not cut out to do that.
Mark Belenski from the Dallas Mountaineers basketball team, the head coach this year. Coach, we're rooting for you and wishing well, and get a chance to get out and see you this year, okay?
Thank you, John. Have a good year yourself. Thank you.
Mark Belenski from the Dallas Mountaineers here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.